Alrighty guys, we're back for some Singularity combo, and this is a Phyrexia All Will Be One standard brew. We're going to go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to you. Also, we do got that Discord link down in the description if you're interested in joining that up. Okay, what do we got in the build here? This one's based on a combo that was a suggestion down in the comments. So thank you so much for the suggestion. It's Explosive Singularity. This is a 10 mana sorcery, 8 and double red. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may tap any number of untapped creatures you control. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature tapped. This way, Explosive Singularity deals 10 damage to any target. Okay, we're not actually worried about casting this for the 10 mana though, because we're going to try to cheat this out with Capricious Hellraiser. This is a 6 mana 4/4 Phyrexian dragon. It has triple red up there in the casting cost. Costs 3 less to cast if you have 9 or more cards in your graveyard, which honestly isn't that bad, but we're not really looking at it as a 3 mana card by any means, right? So it has flying. When Capricious Hellraiser enters the battlefield, exile 3 cards at random from your graveyard. Choose a non-creature, non-land card from among them and copy it. You may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. So we're going to try to cast Singularity for 10 damage from the grave for free off of the Hellraiser. But that's not the end of the combo. The full suggestion combo was to also play Solphim, Mayhem Dominus. This is a 4 mana, 5/4. If a source you control would deal non-combat damage to an opponent or permanent an opponent controls, it deals double that damage to that player or permanent instead. And then for 1 and 2 red Phyrexian mana, you can discard 2 cards, put an indestructible counter on Solphim, which isn't that bad in a deck that doesn't mind having cards in the graveyard, honestly. It's too bad it doesn't also like draw you a card in return for the discards, but indestructible could go a long way. So yeah, we have Solphim on the board when a Singularity hits the opponent's face, and that is 20 damage. So that's gonna be really hard to pull off, I'm not gonna lie. So we have to have a lot of ways to protect ourselves in this build. So for removal, we have 4 Play With Fires, 3 Cathartic Pyres. This also helps us filter through the deck. We have 3 Brotherhood's End for the super aggressive decks, and also destroying artifacts with mana value 3 or less happens to work a lot more than you would expect. So yeah, that's something to think about with the Brotherhood's End. Burn Down the House, we have all 4 of them. This is a great one that you can also filter through your hand with. Like, you can't filter through your hand with Burn Down the House. I mean, in this deck in particular, you don't mind putting the Burn Down the House into the grave with cards like Cathartic Pyre and stuff like that, because there's a potential of hitting a free Burn Down the House whenever you cast the Hellraiser. So you got to use your best judgment, though, obviously, because oftentimes if you are, I mean, just in general, a turn 5 Burn Down the House is essential. Sometimes a turn 3 Burn Down the House is essential too. Or not turn 3, sorry, turn 4, right? The only way we can do a turn 4 Burn Down the House in this deck, though, is if we ramp off the token with Fable of the Mirrorbreaker. I don't think we got to go over Fable, but in this deck it is pretty terrific. Reflection copies the Capricious Hellraiser pretty nicely. It doesn't say if you cast Hellraiser, it says when Hellraiser enters the battlefield. So it does work with the Reflections copy, of course, right? Also helping us filter through our hand is huge. Literally the best card in the deck easily, right? So we have 3 Bitter Reunions to help us filter as well. This is a 2 mana enchantment, and when it enters the battlefield, discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. Okay, and then for 1 mana, you can sacrifice it. Creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. So when you sacrifice it, it goes into the grave. That adds to the count for Hellraiser, maybe potentially making this cost 3 less, right? So not only does the discarding help you get there, but then, yeah, when you sacrifice it, it adds cards to the grave as well. Giving haste to some Hellraisers sounds pretty good if you do end up getting them cheap enough, right? Playing a couple of these from your hand and then a Bitter Reunion, because, you know, we kind of have ramp in here with the Fable, but then also Big Score helps us ramp up too. As an additional cost to cast the spell, discard a card, discard 2 cards, and create 2 treasure tokens. This isn't a bad one to hit off of the Hellraiser's ability either, so Okay, one more card, guys. A single Gleeful Demolition. Honestly, in here to just pick up Bank Buster, because Bank Buster draws the opponents way too many cards. It helps them keep up pace a little bit too well. You know, when you're up against other mid-range, you got to get rid of their Bank Buster, man. If not, however, you know, we do have our ways to get treasures, so you can target yourself with one of your artifacts with treasures off of Fable or Big Score, get 3 1/1 goblins, which technically you could then use to help cast the Explosive Singularity. Now, that's like, that's probably never going to happen. Well, I shouldn't say never, right? You know, I've been doing that a lot recently. It's gonna rarely happen. It's gonna rarely help you cast this, but 3 1/1s helping you cast a Singularity with all the extra ramp in here too. I don't know, man. Doesn't seem too bad. 25 total land, one of them, of course, being a Crucible of Defiance. Speaking of helping us cast a Singularity, if we really have to cast it, if we can't cheat one out with Hellraiser, Crucible gets us a couple spirits, which isn't half bad, honestly. Also, yeah, speaking of Singularity, you know, getting 2 creatures potentially off of the Fable of the Mirrorbreaker with the 2/2 Shaman and then the actual Reflection, getting a couple Fable of the Mirrorbreakers down and then actually being able to keep all those goblins on the board, that also helps us cast Singularity. So, and you know what? While we're talking about it, the 3 devils off of the Burn Down the House also helps us cast the Singularity. So if we can't cheat one out with Hellraiser, I guess maybe it won't be too bad to actually cast this, but we'll see, huh? Okay, honorable mentions, guys. Goldhound almost made the list, and Riveteer's Requisitioner almost made the list. The problem is, while they're pretty solid red ramp cards, they're creatures as well, and the opponents are going to kill the creatures regardless. There's way too much removal to just expect anything to actually stick on the board without having some form of protection like Solphim's Indestructible or something, you know what I mean? So when these die, they just kind of clog up the graveyard, and we're going to be discarding lands probably to some of these abilities, so those are already clogging up the graveyard, and you really don't want that to happen when you have Hellraiser actually hit the board. So yeah, not this time, huh? And I skipped Celestis this time too. I'm not sure if that's a good decision or not. I also completely skipped the entire artifact theme for this build. Even though Mightstone and Weakstone works terrific with Hellraiser, and then also Portal to Phyrexia is absolutely disgusting with Hellraiser, yeah, it chooses non-creature. It says nothing about instant or sorceries on here, so you just cheat out a Portal to Phyrexia with the Hellraiser, and that is disgusting, dude. But I just skipped the whole artifact theme this time. It's really hard to fit cards into a build anyways, so I don't know how I would have fit these, but yeah, something to think about, I suppose. Ill-Tempered Loner almost made the list. I just love this little creature so much, especially when we're rocking so many of the Burn Down the House and the Brotherhood's End. It could have been cool, potentially. I don't know, just something. More so like a reminder to myself to make sure to play with Ill-Tempered Loner one more time before this fall, right? So, okay, guys, that's the list. Relatively simple. Keep the opponent's board nice and clear with our burn spells, filter through our hand whenever we can, and then try our best to set up the combo with Solphim and 20 damage to the opponent's face with Singularity. So let's go ahead, take this into some ranked, and see how we do. All right, so what am I expecting from the build? I know I've been saying this a lot recently, but you just can't expect too much. If you're playing something off meta, then it better be really, really good, right? So, okay, you know what? I'm gonna keep this. We go first. So if the opponent's running aggro, it's a little bit slowed down. We have Brotherhood's End. We already have the 3 mana for it. We have 2 Singularities to discard when it comes time, which we might as well. Hopefully that's not a Spell Pierce, though. I really want this to hit. Singularity number 1 in the grave, guys. That is huge for us. Oh, that's relatively scary, honestly. Brotherhood's End available. Okay, play with fire the opponent's face just for the sake of scrying. Honestly, it might not be too bad. Depends what they play here, though. I don't necessarily know what we're up against. Ah, okay, they wanted protection for the Ivy, which will definitely... Ooh, that's really good for us. No protection for the Ivy, the play with fire just cleans it up right away. We could have let them do that and then Brotherhood's End next turn, but then they get a draw off of the Audacity. Alright, well, we have the Burn Down the House available next turn. My turn, huh? Okay. Another Singularity, sure, why not, man? I guess whenever we see the Hellraiser off the top, that'll be... You know what? It's probably a counterspell. I'm just not going to do anything. I was going to say, some 1/1 Devils wouldn't be terrible when we're getting so close to the Singularity anyways, but it probably would have been a Make Disappear. I'm pretty sure these builds run Make Disappear, so... I see they have the 2 mana available for that now too, so... Alright, my turn. What? We drew all the Singularities. How am I supposed to do something with that, man? I guess if we land the Devils, then maybe... If we land the Devils and we see a land off the top, that is the mana we need for a Singularity, but we have to land the Devils first, so I don't think that's what we do. I think we go Brotherhood's End this turn, and hopefully that cleans up the Drake. And so here's what Brotherhood's End hits around. It hits around Shore Up, it hits around, it does not hit around the Fading Hope. Okay, any amount of Indestructible would have worked too, but we did slow them down. They got a draw. Seeing all the Singularities is actually pretty unlucky, guys. We really want to see anything else that we can actually play, but I mean, you know, we are playing 4 of them, so every now and then you're going to see all 4. Honestly, land off the top would be great if we could play around to Make Disappear and get the Devils on the board and start going Singularity to face. Higher, huh? Hey, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna do this on our turn. There's a chance we see like a Solphim or something, right? Weird first game. Like, we slowed the opponent down enough to kinda, sorta... I don't mind the mana here, but like, there's a good chance we'll just draw another mountain anyways, so let's keep the 1 Singularity in hand. There's a good chance we'll see more mountains. Ooh, Hellraiser. And play with fire. If Fading Hope... Okay. I don't want them to draw into protection. I'd rather them... Like, they probably have protection for this, though, right? But I think we try it on our turn anyways. Maybe this gets a Make Disappear out of their hand, too. Shore Up. Okay, okay. Okay, so we have 6 mana for Hellraiser. Hellraiser has a good chance of hitting a Singularity, actually. We just have to, like, not get eaten by a counterspell, right? Which I'm pretty sure these decks run counterspells. They have so much mana. Ah, jeez. Combat Research, yep, they're going to be drawing so much. Oh, buddy. That's scary business. The good news is, we're not even close to death yet. That's the good news. The bad news is, how much is the opponent gonna let us actually play over here? 7th mana, huh? Okay. Well, we're playing around to Make Disappear now, so let's do this. I guess they could go Make Disappear, sacrifice Delver, but could also... No, we're going Devils. If the Devils survive, then we have the Explosive Singularity cast next turn. Again, the counter spells are going to be a pain in the butt, but... Yeah, because if we... So, okay. I think we actually swing here too, because they don't block with Delver probably, and any extra damage might be might be essential, right? Because, so next turn we have a 3 mana Hellraiser. We can give it haste. They're probably swinging in with everything. And we might hit a Singularity from the grave. Oh, they're drawing so much, guys. This is so scary. What kind of counter spells do they run? I hope, like, it's going to be Hellraiser next turn, right? I don't think we spend everything and tap the Devils just to cast a Singularity from our hand. Down to 15, they draw 2. This is crazy, dude. They have so much mana and so many cards in hand. They might just... Nope, another Delver. I was going to say, they might have enough mana to play like 3 Rot Priest and just end the game. You know what I mean? With how many cards are in their hand. Okay. Well, I really hope it's not a counterspell, but Hellraiser, come on, buddy. Let's do this. Let's do this. If it is a Make Disappear, which would be my guess, that would be what I would play in a deck like that, over something like Essence Scatter, or Capture, I forget the name of it right now, or Negate, right? Now, Negate doesn't hit the Hellraiser. That's good news, I suppose. And we have the 4 mana open. If it is a Make Disappear, sacrifice Delver. Come on, Singularity. Come on, Singularity. Well, that's not bad, honestly. Burn down the house. Brotherhood's End? Do we go burn down the house for Devils? Or do we try to clean up this board state? I don't know, man. I'm going Devils. I don't even know. Technically, the Singularity in our hand costs 3 if we tap all of our creatures. Let's give the Hellraiser haste, and we're gonna try to outrace them. They have so many cards in hand, guys. I'm not sure who's gonna get this at all. Too bad we don't have Vigilance over here, huh? Swinging for 10, though. It's kind of crazy, man. We have Cathartic Pyre as emergency removal, but there's no way they don't have protection, so... Fading Hope a Devil could be alright. Soaring City on a Hellraiser. Huh. Okay, well that's going to cost 6 mana next turn, unfortunately. And it is 4 less damage, so... I wonder if the opponent's flooding out over there. Down to 11. Okay. Well, we have an even higher chance of hitting a Singularity this time. Let's see if the opponent... Nope, doesn't flip the Delvers again. That kind of sucks. I mean, not for us, but... Ivy, okay. Okay, call me crazy, guys. I'm going to try to pick up that Drake right now. Because if we try to pick it up while Ivy's on the board and they play like a Tameo Safekeeping, they get to copy that for the Ivy too. That they gain 4 life. Tameo Safekeeping, draw a card. So now Ivy hits the board and they don't get to copy the Tameo Safekeeping. Does that make sense? I think so. I think that was all fine. The opponent should be a little bit scared here, honestly. We have some serious damage coming through. If we can actually land this Hellraiser and go Singularity, Play with Fire is great. If we start with a swing, they might just take all the damage. 13. We swing with 3, just play Singularity. It gets countered, there's no way, right? It's got to be Hellraiser, I would say. How many cards in our graveyard? 8. So if we go... You know what? Everything to face, right? No, let's have them spend more mana. And then we might be able to go 3 Devils through here. So Play with Fire hits the grave, that's 9, bringing Hellraiser to 3 mana. Wow, Ivy's out of here, man. Well, at that point, now I want to try Hellraiser now and then potentially give it haste if we don't hit a Singularity, right? Because I don't think we cast the Singularity from hand. I don't think that's what we do this turn. Make disappear. Oh no, we don't have the 4 open now. Oh no. Oh no, guys, the opponents are still in this here. Yep. Yep, we don't have 4 open. Decline. They're drawing so many cards too, like how are we gonna be able to actually hit this through? So best thing we could do, guys, is full swing and then hope next turn. At least the Ivy was gone. Like, these devils are super dangerous for the opponent. Like, sure, fading hope and everything, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Anything off the top would be good, even land. Even land would be fine. Because we need as much land available after the make disappear too if we want to try the Singularity. I don't know, man. I'm on the edge of my seat, kind of, like, because I think this could go either way. See, they're keeping a blocker back this time. Another Hellraiser off the top would be nasty, dude. Ivy number 2. Delver of Secrets number 3. A lot of blockers. Demolition. Not doing anything here. Well, we could tap all of our devils and go Singularity to face. It's got to be a negate. It's got to be. Or another make disappear. We only have 3 mana available then. Do we just swing? We have a... There's a chance we die next turn to a Tyvar stand. They don't necessarily... They don't necessarily know what's in hand, so if we swing 3 in, keep 3 out for the Singularity, they might do something strange here, thinking that we have the damage in hand to end them. If they do any blocks, then this works really well. We go Singularity 10 to face if they spend any of their mana to protect their creatures. See, like, they don't know what's in hand right now, man, so... I don't know. They're gonna take it. See, that's what we didn't want. Well, at least we have blockers on the ground. Well, we could still play Singularity. We could try it. They might not have anything. They might not. If we swung with 2, March of the Swirling Mist, huh? They just spent all their mana. Guys, they just spent all their mana. Let's go! Singularity to the face. Oh my goodness, guys. That was awesome, dude. Holy cow. Oh man. That was a great one, man. I enjoyed that. I was on the edge of my seat for a lot of the time there, so... that was good. That's good stuff. Alright, let's get into the next one. Gotta get a sip of my coffee here, guys. Okay, now we go first. Technically, a bad hand. We only have the 2 mana and no guarantees of a third, and... You guys know how hard it is for me to draw a 3rd mana sometimes, so it's probably a mulligan. Now, what the heck? Let's try it. Let's try it. You know, every now and then we have to push our luck, and I feel like I haven't been pushing my luck too often recently, so I'm sure it's right here on top. Oh, Cathartic Pyre actually is terrific. Could take out Skrelv now, or what we end up doing is probably filtering, so let's see what they do here. We filter for land. Yeah, Cathartic Pyre was a terrific draw. It could have been Pyre, or it could have been the Bitter Reunion as well. All of that would have been great. So actually, that's a really high chance of seeing either a Pyre, a Reunion, or land in the deck. Because we had 3 Pyres, 3 Reunion, or 4 Pyres? I forget right now. We just went over the deck. It's 3 or 4. And then we have 25 land total, so like that's, I mean, that's it's over 50% of the deck, so I guess pushing our luck isn't that bad when we have 2 mana in our opening hands, huh? I'm glad I clicked keep. Uh-oh. Did the opponent freeze? Opponent? Are you there, buddy? Restart the game. Go, 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 go. I'll wait for you. There's a good chance that they froze, guys. Oh, no, there they are. Okay. Wait, whose turn is it? It's their turn, right? Oh. Oh, they missed mana. Oh, well. Well, I guess it is what it is, huh? You know what? Burn down the house. We'll bring you back. You stay in the grave. You stay there nice and safe, okay? We'll bring you back. Did we really just filter into nothing? Oh, no. Well, we're both not seeing mana. Oh, no. Opponent found theirs. Okay. Skrelv's Hive. Oh, they didn't swing last turn, so I wonder... Oh, there we go. Whew. Yeah, it's a turn late, but that's okay. It is what it is, you know what I mean? Plus 3 Fable of the Mirror Breakers. What on earth? It's actually going to be pretty decent. Especially with Explosive Singularity. Annex Sentry, pick up the 2/2. And we just played Fable next turn. We're probably ditching both of these. Actually, we're looking for Hellraiser. We could hit all artifacts with the Brotherhood's End, which is just ridiculously disgusting. Wow. Wow. So I'm gonna wait on the Brotherhood's End for now. We have all 4 Fable of the Mirror Breakers, guys. If they didn't pick up that 2/2, we would have been able to swing and play the Bitter Reunion this turn. At that point, ditching the 4th Fable of the Mirror Breaker probably would have been fine to get some card draw off the Bitter Reunion. Annex Sentry, yep. Brotherhood's End is going to be so good, guys. There's a lot of poison coming through. Yeah, we're at 5 poison already. I got to be careful. Fable number 4, I guess, right? Like, it's fine. It's fine. See what we draw. I think 3 is more than enough. Play with fire. Okay. We could go Bitter Reunion, ditch a Play with Fire, try to find a land off the 2, but I think that's a little risky when there's no guarantee, I suppose. So, destroy all artifacts with mana value 3 or less. Nice. Keep the Play with Fire open for Skrelv number 2. Or their Hive, right? Okay, Hive number 2's bad. They're probably going to be able to go wide enough for a while. Wow, Mech Titan Core, let's go. Okay. We should take this out while we can, I would say. That gets us to 8. Oh, Hellraiser. Hellraiser, guys. Oh my goodness, what a draw. This gets us to 9 cards in the grave. Burn down on top? Yeah, probably. Probably want that as an emergency, right? If we had a little bit more mana, this would have been disgusting. Singularity. Singularity. Do the dome. Down to 5. Swing with Reflection. Oh, buddy. Oh, man. Had we had the mana, could you imagine? Could you imagine, dude? Oh, my goodness. Ah, jeez. This has been working out, like, a lot better than you would ever expect. The way, like, just playing the Play with Fire, getting to the 9 cards in the grave, and then having a 3-mana 4/4 flyer that lets you cast something for free from the grave. Now, granted, it is random out of the grave, right? So we lost, like, another Singularity, one of the Fables and stuff, but yeah, GG opponent. I mean, wow. That Hellraiser draw, huh? I mean, we're filtering through our deck like crazy, though, too. So, I mean, it should, like, help us get to the combo a lot sooner. Well, either way, now we just have to... What we really got to do is pull off the full combo and have Solphim on the board to deal 20 damage, you know what I mean? So, I am like, I am overjoyed, guys. I'm lost for words. These matches have been terrific so far. We go first again. Wow. Okay. Sure, right? It's not like the best, but it's not like the worst. We have no turn 2 or turn 3, but a lot of turn 2s and turn 3s to draw into. And even then, like, more mana would be fine as well. So, see, like, more mana means sooner big score. I don't know. I really, I don't mind it. Plaza. Alright, let's get the scry. It's a soldier build, so maybe I shouldn't have done that, actually. We do have the big score, but I think we scry that to the bottom. I don't think that's necessary right now. It's not like they played a bank buster. If they did have a bank buster, then I would say Gleeful would be a great one to keep on top to take care of. Reinforcement. So, since it's a soldier build, yeah, keeping that play with fire open, it could have been good, but, you know, we have burn down the house for once they go really wide. Oh, we'll eventually have burn down the house for once they go really wide. But yeah, no, Thalia is really bad. Big score being 5 mana is going to slow us down horribly here. Oh, that's really bad. Okay, big score being 5 is so bad, guys. So they could drop land and just like double buff this board and then we're just dead. Well, there's the first buff. We're probably gonna die, guys. We needed to hit that burn down the house. Bitter reunion. We need to find removal for the Valiant Veteran or we're gonna die. And even then they probably have something else to boost too. I shouldn't have used that play with fire, guys. All right, yeah, no, if we see the importance of Thalia, like, big time here. Okay. Let's see if we can play with fire as they're swinging in. There's a chance that they don't drop another veteran before swinging. They swing, they think they got there, but then we go boom on the veteran. It's going to be 1. It's going to be a lot still, but it's not going to be as much. We're alive! And like another veteran, and then we just burn down the house. That works too. Okay, 6 mana burn down the house. Double checking the grave because we got a Hellraiser. Alright, we're alive for now, guys, but I don't know how long we can keep it up, honestly. We need to find, like, more board wipes off the top. Thalia number 2 comes down. Denick comes down. Okay, well, Hellraiser. You get some blockers on the ground if we hit the burn. Cards in graveyards can't be targets of spells or abilities. Well... Enters the battlefield, exile 3 cards at random. I mean, they're not being targeted. I don't know how this works, guys. I'm gonna try it. It works. Nice. It works. Okay, so we have the extra one to pay for the play with fire. So we do play with fire. I mean, I guess we could do any of them, but Singularity to the Dome isn't the best, where we can just... Yeah, let's take out the Thalia, pay the 1. I think that's fine, right? I guess Singularity could have done the same thing, and we could have paid the 1 for that too. Oh, Cathar, and then Denick to face. Hey, GG opponent, that was definitely an uphill battle, and Thalia made that just a lot worse. And we learned something new there too. Yeah, the Hellraiser doesn't target anything in the grave, it just hits at random, and then you target an exile. Well, I don't think it specifies target in exile. It just choose a non-creature, non-land card from among them. So yeah, cool. That gets around Denick. We figured, but I wasn't 100% certain. And overall, had I kept that early Play with Fire back, it still would have cost 2 mana, but at least we would have been able to clean up the first Thalia. Second Thalia still would have hit, so we still would have had to pay 6 mana for a burn down the house, so it's going to be an uphill battle regardless, I would say. Let's see if we can get one more in, and win or lose, either way, dude, I don't think it matters, man. I am so satisfied with how the deck has played out so far. Hellraiser, the last time we played with Hellraiser, we were just like shocked at how good it actually was and how much we just loved seeing it. And that was when we were playing the Portal to Phyrexia though in the build. And so overall, look, that's exactly what we talked about in that other game too, about keeping 2 land hands. Nice, we actually see the third 2 here, and another soldier build. Uh-oh, Brotherhood's End's gonna be good at least. Bit of reunion. Let's ditch the big score. It's too slow for soldiers. It is too slow for soldiers. Reinforcements, okay. Fable's probably good enough. I mean, obviously it's good enough. I'm saying like the double Fable is good enough to keep around. Okay, Brotherhood's End is gonna hit next turn. They're getting big damage through here though. Alright, Soldiers is out of here. I don't know who's favored here, honestly. Like, Soldiers knows how to plug damage through, like, ridiculously fast. So, at this point, though, it might be leaning towards us. We just hit 4 of their creatures, and they missed their 3rd land drop, so... we give it Haste and Swing. Ramp early this turn. I like that. It puts another card in the grave, too. Maybe we should keep it as a blocker, but a little bit of ramp goes a long way whenever you want to play a 6-drop Hellraiser. Harbin, okay. So we probably want the Hellraiser then, huh? So we'll ditch the Singularity. Bitter Reunion we'll ditch. We don't need that right now. Okay, we play Mountain. Cathartic Pyre takes care of Harbin. Just play 6 mana, see what we hit. Swing first. They probably let it through. Because if we hit a Brotherhood's End, we want to actually get the treasure off of the 2/2 first, so... let it through. And Hellraiser blocks well in the air. See what we hit. We didn't hit Singularity, Brotherhood's End. 3 damage. Hellraiser safe, and their board is wiped again, so nice. They haven't seen their 3rd. There's their 3rd. Brutal Cathar could come down. Cathartic Pyre would be nasty. Like, Hellraiser under a Brutal Cathar is not the greatest thing in the world. Yeah, because now we Cathartic Pyre, and we go from there. When we sent the Bitter Reunion, we got rid of our ability to actually give haste here, so that's something to consider. Let's see, we'll have 2. So we go Devils. Oh, you know what I could have done? Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Either way, we're fine here, I would say. Get Hellraiser back. I was going to say, this is maximum damage, but submit 0. Singularity to the face once again. GG opponent. Wow. We're going to swing with 3 devils there too, and then if they killed any of the devils, or if we blocked with any of the devils, like it was just a real big uphill battle for them. Dude, like, we can't complain at all with how the deck performed today, guys. Wow. I am so satisfied. Let's go ahead and crack a pack here. Oh, buddy. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, a Koth. Actually, I think that's my 3rd one. That's perfect. There were some Koth builds that I was working on, but I only had 2. That's perfect, man. Singularity combo. What a great suggestion. Thank you again for the suggestion down in the comments, guys. Speaking of the suggestions in the comments, I've been trying my best to keep up with all of them. There has been a lot more recently, so I am falling behind a bit because I'm also trying to play like my own, well, technically they're all my own builds, but you guys know what I mean, like my own concepts for builds. And so I am falling behind a little bit, so make sure you join up that Discord, like I say at the beginning, right? Down in the description, there is a Discord, and in the Discord, there is a suggestions section. I think overall, I'll be able to hit the Discord suggestions more. But overall, I just appreciate everyone's suggestions in general. So yeah, thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. If I ever, like, if I don't get to your suggestion, it has nothing to say about the suggestion. It just it's hard to keep up sometimes. So just a heads up there. But here's the list again. Wow, I mean, wow. It overperformed. I'm pretty sure it overperformed, right? Like it shouldn't have been that good. We did have 3 Pyres and 3 Reunions, by the way, which ended up working out. If you see 2 lands in your opening hand, it's a potential keep depending on what you have. Like if you have that Brotherhood's End and 2 land, then you're probably okay. You'll probably see a land or a Pyre or a Reunion on your turn 2. Or something else that could help you survive an extra turn, like a Play with Fire or something. Did get to see the Gleeful Demolition do too much? I don't think I would drop it though. Worst comes to worst, you just ditch it to like your Fable or your Reunion or your Cathartic Pyre, anything else that filters through the deck. The only real thing I would consider changing is maybe dropping a Singularity and a big score and going up more early removal. Maybe the 4th Cathartic Pyre could be good. I think big score ends up being a little bit too slow for the meta currently, at least in some of the builds. When you're up against mid-range and stuff, big score happens to be really good to help you filter and ramp, so you still want it in the deck probably. I just think it might be an okay one of, honestly. And then yeah, even though Explosive Singularity combos really well with all of this, I still, like, you don't, like, you want to see it, but if it's the only thing you have in hand, there's a good chance you're going to get completely run over. But again, if it's the only thing you have in hand, there's a really good chance you're going to find something to help you filter through your hand anyways. So, never mind. I like the 4, but you could go down to 3. And if you go down to 3, maybe go up the Portal to Phyrexia. That's a good one. It acts as a board wipe, play it off a Hellraiser. Big problem with Portal to Phyrexia is we have no way to actually ramp into it successfully like the other build that we did with Hellraiser that actually had the Mightstone and Weakstone. The only way to get Portal on the board in this deck is to actually play it out or cheat it out with Hellraiser and make sure you get it into the grave then. So it depends. It really depends. Overall, I guess I wouldn't change too much. More testing is required. We didn't get to see Solphim at all today, did we? I don't think so. That kind of sucks, I suppose, but it's still really cool that that's the combo. That being said, if we didn't see Solphim in a single game, then that tells you if you want the deck to be more competitive, you don't need the Solphim combo to actually deal that double damage off the Singularity. It still would have been relatively cool to see in some of those games. But so if you wanted it to be more competitive, you could technically drop the 3 Solphim and go up more utility overall. What would I add then if you're adding more utility? Well, I mean, you could consider like the a couple Mightstone and Weakstones, a Portal to Phyrexia, but I don't know if that's necessarily what you want. I don't know if you want more top end. A Celestis could go a long way in here, a little bit of ramp, more ways to plug more cards into the grave. Yeah, another Celestis, another Cathartic Pyre. I think this card's actually terrific and overlooked often. A Bitter Reunion was really good, but I don't think I'd go up to 4. I liked this one, man. I had a freaking blast today. Guys, if you made it this far into the video, then for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.